Welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite new mama, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is a baby update, pregnancy update. Woo. I have a list of things that I want to talk about, and so before I jump into the updated portion of this, I am going to reiterate, let you know that my due date is May 1st. My last due date was January 1st, January 2nd for Salem, but for this baby, the due date is May 1st. Salem actually didn't end up coming until the 7th, so I feel like that might be the same case for this baby, so I'm not banking on May 1st. But that is the due date, okay? If you didn't watch the gender reveal because it wasn't on my channel, it was on Salem's channel, then you are unaware, but I am having another girl and I am so excited because I'm just not ready for a boy, you know? I'm just not ready. I am so happy that I'm having another girl. Salem gets a sister, and so baby number 3 definitely has to be a boy, but if it's a girl, I ain't gonna be mad, okay? And I think those are like the main two things that I'm always getting asked. When are you having and when are you due? So now that you know, we can move right along and get into my latest symptoms and everything like that. I'm actually going to start off with the Bump app because that's usually how I do these videos. I open my app and I let you guys know the daily fact and all that good stuff. So, today's daily fact is that on this day, your baby weighs as much as a soccer ball. A soccer ball is pretty heavy, but that explains the heaviness in my pelvis because it's definitely heavy and getting heavier as the weeks go on. So, we are on week 23. How big is Lil Baby? Lil Baby is 28.9 centimeters and 500 grams. Lil Baby is as big as a grapefruit. This week, baby's forming little nipples and the baby's face is fully formed now. So she just needs a little extra fat to fill it out. And with this chubby face, as a mom, I'm pretty sure she won't have any trouble with that. Baby is listening to your voice and heartbeat and even to loud sounds like cars honking and dogs barking. And so I was actually talking to Shooter this morning before he left for work, and I'm like, I'm worried because you're at work so much that I feel like the new baby is not going to get to hear your voice as much as she's hearing my mom's and Salem's pterodactyl screams and my voice. If I'm blurry at all during this video, I'm sorry, girl. Okay, I have it on manual focus. That's super HD. I feel like back here's not. Yeah, so I was telling him that I don't think that the baby's gonna recognize his voice as much because he's not home as often. We don't see him as much as we used to because he used to work a different job, but now he works really late, so we'll see what happens, but whatever. At about 10.5 to 11.8 inches and about 12.7 to 20.8 ounces, baby's not just getting bigger, she is getting even cuter. At 23 weeks, baby is still getting ready for their big debut, listening in on what's going on the outside world. And you're getting ready too. Just remember while having the nursery, okay, we're not propaning to the nursery because we already have the nursery. Around week 23 is a good time to call you and your partner's insurance agent to check how you're currently covered and decide what adjustments you'll want to make for baby. So obviously when you're a parent or even just a couple, insurance is a great thing to have, and so that's something to look into because anything could happen at any given time. Y'all already know these auto drivers are crazy. God forbid we end up in another accident, but it is not very likely, but it's not likely, you know? It's a possibility. You might also want to think about writing a will if you don't have one, or updating your current one. So these are not things to scare us. It's just basically telling us, like, you know, stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready, okay? How's baby's savings account going? If you're like, what savings account? That's okay. But decide whether or not you want to start one for her. One study found that kids who have their own savings accounts are more likely to go to college, and another one estimated the average cost of raising a baby until age 18 to be over $226,000. Now, child, I already know, I'm already saving money for braces and all that stuff. Like all that stuff we've been saving money for. And I totally agree with that because I didn't have money to go to college and I damn sure did not go because of finances. We're talking about opening RSPs? I can't remember what the hell they're called. Gotta go to the bank. But we've been discussing opening those types of accounts for our children because it's the most sensible thing. I mean, we spend so much money on clothes for them and toys that they do not play with. So it makes sense to open up like a bank account or a bank, some sort of savings account for them that they can access when they're older. Because obviously you want your kids to go to school, especially if you didn't. I mean, they don't have to, but girl, Salem and baby B, you better be going to school, okay? Baby's lungs start producing a substance called surfactant, which helps to prep them for breathing air on the outside. Regardless of race, baby's skin now has a red tint thanks to developing veins underneath. The nerve endings in baby's inner ear and cochlea, or cochlea is fully developed. So now baby may startle at sound noises and respond by turning his or her head. Baby is also becoming familiar with your voice, which he or she will recognize at birth. At week 23, by now the average baby is almost a foot long and can be weighed. A typical pregnant belly measures about 21 to 25 centimeters in fundal height. Lying down on your left side, staying hydrated and stretching are ways to try to keep painful leg cramps at bay. I haven't really been experiencing leg cramps, but I do feel a little bit of sciatica coming back. I had it with Salem and I'm having it again with this pregnancy, where I do have the sciatica pain coming from my hip down into like my calf area. It is not fun. I hate it, but it's life. You guys always see me with my water in my videos. That is so necessary. I have to have this cup with me everywhere that I go in the house. It has to be filled at all times because I'm constantly having to drink. I find with this pregnancy I am dehydrated quite a bit, and whether it's feeling like I need a beverage or the fact that my lips are just chappity chapped, I need to be hydrated. If you look down and can still see your feet, you might notice the swelling in your feet and ankles. The culprit, the slowdown in blood flow to your hands and feet. Drinking plenty of fluids and peeing frequently can help with fluid retention. I don't find that I'm peeing a lot, but I think it's just because I don't get up to go pee enough, if you know what I mean. So that's my fault. I should be peeing more, but I don't have any swelling in my ankles or feet yet. I didn't start swelling up with Salem until further along into the pregnancy, so I'm not worried about the whole swelling business just yet. Melasma, or the mask of pregnancy, cause skin patches or darken your existing freckles, moles, and nipples thanks to higher levels of estrogen. So I haven't noticed that my nipples are any more dark than they were before, but I definitely am having a lot of skin issues this pregnancy. You probably can't see them on camera, but this area of my face is so patchy and rough, and like I don't really want to wear makeup because of it. I find that my skin's very dry this pregnancy. It is winter time, but even so, I don't remember it being like that last pregnancy, and my skin has changed quite a bit. I haven't gotten darker just yet, but when I was pregnant with Salem, my neck and behind my ear were blacker than black, child. They was black as this hat. They were so black, and I couldn't match my foundation to my skin for the life of me, and it was driving me insane. We're not there yet, and I don't really want to go there, but it's like inevitable, so we'll see. So right now I am exactly 23 weeks. My baby's due in 17 weeks and 0 days, and I feel like that's coming so soon. Like, I feel like May is right around the corner. I'm about to blink and it's about to be May, because Salem was born last January. I blinked and it was January again, and it's time for her first birthday in a couple days, and it's just like, where did the time go? I feel like Little Miss is gonna be here in no time, and this pregnancy is breezing by way faster than the last one, but it's probably gonna slow down once we hit that 35-week mark, and it's just gonna start to feel like it's dragging out. So other than that, 2 nights ago, I started experiencing the long-awaited heartburn. I had heartburn with Salem, but I don't remember it starting so early, and so I don't know if this baby's gonna have a full head of hair or what, because that's the myth. But I am experiencing heartburn, and I'm not overeating, and I'm not eating peppery foods or things that would cause heartburn, because Lord knows I love my spices, my spicy foods once I'm pregnant. I'm definitely experiencing the heartburn, and it's so freaking annoying because it attacks me at like 4 in the morning, and a bitch just wants to go to sleep, and I can't sleep because I have heartburn. And I don't think I have any Tums on hand. I think I finished them all with the last pregnancy, so I have to go get Tums. That's happening, and then it's also happening in the day. So I've been avoiding orange juice. But here's the craziest thing, because for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks now, I haven't been drinking orange juice with my breakfast, which is my go-to. Orange juice is delish, right? And so I've been drinking something else, which I am gonna get into, because it's one of my like everyday things now, so we can consider it a craving, though I don't really have cravings. Because I switched out the orange juice, I haven't been getting, I guess, a good intake of vitamin C. And so I'm having this totally weird aversion to metal forks and metal cutlery. And I'm like eating my breakfast, I'm having eggs, and I'm eating the eggs, and all I can taste is metal on my tongue, and I'm like, ew. And it's not the same as when you have the metal flavor in your mouth from being pregnant. It's literally like you're eating your cutlery and somebody's like shoving like pennies in your mouth or something. It's so nasty. And so I have to eat my food with Salem's forks now, because I can't take the taste of metal in my mouth. It tastes like licking a battery. Like, it's actually so freaking nasty. So that's the weirdest aversion I've had between both pregnancies. I didn't have it the last time, but I'm definitely having it this time. And so when I started to do research and read on it, I saw that I'm not alone, okay? Lots of women on forums are saying the same thing, and it's just a lack of vitamin C. So I reintroduced the orange juice 2 days ago, or yesterday. I reintroduced orange juice into my breakfast, but then because I'm having acid reflux or heartburn, that is not good. So you can't really have orange juice if you're suffering from heartburn. So I'm like, I'm at a loss here, okay? I'm constantly having to blow my nose. I'm constantly having to wipe my nose. I'm annoyed with my nose. The rhinitis is killing me softly. And I recently discovered that my girls, thing 1 and thing 2 right here, my tatas have actually seemed to be a little dry. I am definitely dried up. I still get the tiniest amount of milk, but I tried to extract on my own the other day and barely any came out, and I was really surprised because Salem does still nurse, but she doesn't nurse often. Salem nurses to basically go to sleep, or she nurses for comfort, but she can go the whole day without nursing. So I guess at this point my boobs dried up because it's not being used for feeding purposes. I'm happy that they're dried up, but in a sense I feel like because they're so dry, that's why it's been so painful to breastfeed while pregnant. I don't like it, and Salem's birthday is on the 7th, and that's the day that she will no longer be getting tatas. That is her last day. And so I'm actually sending her to my mom's house this week for 2 days so that she can get used to not having the tits, because we are done. Okay, Hinsey, we are through. Now that I am 23 weeks, I am feeling kicks. I haven't seen the kicks yet, but I am feeling them. She's getting stronger. She's kicking the shit out of me, and the movement in my tummy is one of my favorite things to experience during pregnancy. It's so cool, and like, it's just everything. And so I'm really excited that I finally am feeling them, because if you do have an anterior placenta, it does take longer to feel baby move. And so I'm starting to feel her move, and it doesn't just feel like popcorn anymore. It's like she's in there and she's swimming around and having a good old time. Like I said the last time, I'm definitely having a heavy pelvis, heavy vagina, can't stand for long, gotta sit down a lot, and my back is killing me. Like, it's just pretty standard. These are the standard things that are happening to me. I find that some days I'm waddling and some days I'm not. So it just really depends on how badly my hip hurts or how heavy my pelvis feels. If it doesn't feel too heavy, then I don't waddle a lot, but if it does, then I waddle quite a bit. And I find that when I'm pregnant, I tend to binge watch shows a lot. So right now, I'm obsessed with Hell's Kitchen, Paternity Court, and Crime Watch Daily. And Hell's Kitchen actually doesn't return until, I think tomorrow. Is tomorrow the 4th or the 3rd? Hell's Kitchen doesn't return until the 4th. So I ended up binge watching the last season and I finished it in 2 days, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Watch season 16 now or 15? Like, what the heck? I'm like addicted to Hell's Kitchen. And then Paternity Court is something I have to watch every day. So when it comes to my pregnancies, I tend to crave shows, not necessarily food, which I'm happy about, girl, because I be gaining the weight. I'm still having weird dreams, like weird AF, and I kid you not, it's been so many times I'll dream of somebody specific and that person will end up messaging me. It's just fucked up. Like, I tweeted one incident where I dreamt that I was with another YouTuber, and this is not somebody I've met before, okay? That's why it's so random. I dreamt of this YouTuber and in the dream it was like a really eventful weekend, and we were going to different brand parties, and so we were at my house and I was changing my outfit because we had gone to like a day party and then we were going to a night party. So I'm changing my clothes and I pick out this very nice outfit that I do not own. I never saw it anywhere before in my life. I just, in my head, I guess, in my dream, I made up this outfit in my head and it was hanging in my closet, and it was between that outfit and another outfit. So I picked out this outfit and it was so unique, and I was just like, first of all, I'm about to look like the shit at the party because, well, nobody else had this. When I tell you, I believe it was the next day, I was scrolling down my Instagram timeline in the middle of the night, and the person that was in the dream with me was wearing the exact outfit that I had dreamt of. And I was just like, what the fuck? I closed my phone and I just went to bed because I'm just like, I'm tripping. Like, there's no way. This is like a weird ass deja vu. But the thing is, because the outfit was so unique, it was just so weird to see that exact person in the outfit that I had in my closet that I was wearing to the party, and I'm just like, what does this mean? And then it happened again the other day, and I'm just like, I can't with these dreams. So the weird dreams are still here in full effect. I keep dreaming about my family and stuff. It's so weird. I'm able to eat sweets now, which is cool because I wasn't able to eat them before, but I don't really crave them. So I have something called Half Moons, which I love. I love Half Moons. But before the year ended, I decided that I would not buy any more boxes of Half Moons for 2019. So I'm not going to be eating any Half Moons. It's gonna suck. I'm loving Marshmallow Dream Bars from Starbucks. So if I ever end up at Starbucks, I always grab 2 Marshmallow Dream Bars so I can have them the next day. And Shooter's birthday just passed on the 30th, and so I had gone out and got him a birthday cake from Salem. So I went to Dairy Queen and got him an ice cream cake because it's our favorite, and it's been so freaking good. I love ice cream cakes so much, and so I've been eating that, but it's almost done. I just bought a small one. And Perrier came out with these new juice fusion things, and I am obsessed with them. So that's actually what I've been drinking instead. They're 60 calories a can. The cans are quite tall. And I like the strawberry kiwi one as well as the pineapple mango one. They are so freaking delish. Now, I always put Perrier in my juice anyway, and I make like fizzy juice, and it always makes me feel like I'm sipping on something alcoholic. Now, I miss having wine and alcoholic beverages. Like, I am so I miss it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm missing drinking a little bit. Okay, the other day I was craving a drink so bad, and I was just like, let me just get a Perrier, because whenever I drink it, I feel like I'm having a fruity mixed drink, and it makes me feel better, you know, gives me, you know, some stress relief. But I want a freaking wine cooler so bad, like so freaking bad. And I was feeling bad about it at first, but I was like, fuck this, because when I was pregnant with Salem, I did not get to drink, obviously. And then when I was breastfeeding Salem, I still didn't really get to drink. And then when this baby, okay, Hat, you need to just behave yourself. Then when this baby comes, I'm still not gonna get to drink. So I can't feel bad about craving a little bit of wine. Sometimes when my mom is having a glass, I'll just sniff it because I'm just like, I need a glass of wine. But I refuse to drink while pregnant. It's just not a good, okay, hello. It's just not a thing. And so the last couple of things I want to mention about this pregnancy is that my hormones are definitely raging. I'm finding that I'm a lot more annoyed, easily annoyed by stupidity. And the other day on New Year's Eve, I had left my house, and girl, I just couldn't wait to get back home because everybody done pissed me off. The first incident was when I had pulled up to the plaza to get my damn Starbucks. I pull up to the plaza. There's 2 parking spots. There's a car in this parking spot that was leaving, and a car in the other parking spot that looked like they just parked. They looked like they just got there. And so I was waiting to park in the parking spot on this side. They were literally right across from each other, maybe like 1 space different, but they were across from each other, okay? So my car is sitting here, this car is parked here, and this car is parked here, but it's leaving. So this car pulls out. Then I see the reverse lights go on this car, so I'm like, oh, they didn't just get here, they're leaving. And so they start to reverse, and I'm still waiting for them to fucking leave. They start to reverse, and as they're reversing, I noticed that they're not turning. And I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Why are they not turning? I'm like, do you not know how to drive? Like, put on your indicator. Well, their indicator was on. I'm like, put on your indicator and like freaking turn your freaking wheel and get the hell out of the parking spot because you're holding me up. I'm trying to park my freaking car. So I'm waiting some more. They were fully parked in that parking spot. There was no need for them to back out and go into the other parking spot, but that's exactly what they were doing. And so I'm getting mad because I'm like, what the hell? I thought you guys were parked. Like, why are you reversing into that spot now? Because that's the spot I was gonna turn into. And I was too close on this side of the parking lot to park where they were parked before. So I'm irritated. I'm like, are you guys effing stupid? Like, I'm like cussing them through my windshield. And the girl in the passenger seat's looking at me, and I'm just like, you guys are dumb. Like, I'm obviously about to park there. Why are you guys moving from that spot to that spot? Like, are you okay? Are you okay? So that was the first incident, and I was like, why am I so mad? Let me calm down. Let me just drive and go find a different parking spot. But the problem was, I saw how full the parking spot was, or the parking lot was, on New Year's Eve. And so I'm like, this is in the daytime, by the way. Early. So I'm like really irritated because I'm like, now I'm not gonna find parking. I'm just trying to get my Starbucks, go to the grocery store, and get the hell back home. I drive up and I end up turning into the next set, and I park my car. I walk to Starbucks, and I'm like, okay, right at this point I'm calm. I'm in line, I order my Starbucks. This is incident 2 now. I'm in line, I order my Starbucks, I'm ready to freaking get my drink, my marshmallow dream bars, my spinach feta wrap, and get the hell out of here. So there was a lady with a bunch of like preteens, and they had ordered their stuff. I was after her, and so I began to order my stuff. And the lady then interrupted my order to talk to the barista, and I was just like, does she not see that I am ordering my stuff? Like, why is she talking to the barista right now? You had your chance, ma'am. But the problem was that the barista must have forgot a muffin or something. Girl, I don't know. Either way, I was annoyed. But I didn't really this one wasn't a big deal to me. This wasn't where I got irritated in the damn Starbucks. So I order everything. I see the total's only $11. So I'm like to her, did you get the spinach feta wrap? And she looked new. And so I was, because I always go to this one, right? So I didn't recognize her, child. So I'm like, did you get the spinach feta wrap? And she's like, oh no, I didn't. So then she puts the spinach feta wrap in. Funny thing is, usually when I go, I ask, do you guys have spinach feta wraps? Because I know that they usually run out. I didn't ask this time. I just said, you know, spinach feta wrap. And usually if I don't ask, they go and check to make sure they have it beforehand. But because she didn't do that and because I didn't do what I usually do, I figured it was honky-dory, child. So I order everything, I pay for everything, and I go stand up where everybody else is waiting for their beverages. The girl that took my order comes over and she's like, Bo? I was like, yeah. She's like, we're out of spinach feta wraps. Do you mind if I give you a refund? Girl, I was so irritated. You know how upsetting it is to be pregnant and want a certain food and you can't get that food? Y'all know I cried over a baked potato last year. Like, this was serious. I was like, are you kidding me? There's no spinach feta wraps? I said, yeah, whatever, like, let's just do this. So she gave me my damn refund and then I get back over and wait for my drink. So then, you would think that there's no more incidences at the damn Starbucks. So then I'm like, okay. So I'm getting my drink. I got an iced beverage. And the girl puts a dome lid on top of my iced caramel macchiato. I hate when there's dome. I hate when they do that. And so I'm looking and I see flat lids. But she put a dome lid on top. I said, bitch, this is not a frappuccino, bitch. Ain't no whipped cream on this shit. Why is she giving me a dome lid? So I said to the girl, I said, oh, are you guys out of flat lids? Because I'm looking at the flat lids. I'm like, maybe my eyes, maybe they're not for the size cup because I got a venti. So then she's like, oh no, but there's so much ice in it and caramel that the lid won't close properly. So then maybe you shouldn't have filled it so much, right? Like, let's use our common sense here. So I'm like, okay, can you just pour some out and give me a flat lid? Then she's like, well, if you drink some, then I could just totally replace it for you. And I was just like, oh, thanks. And then I took it and then so I drank some and then she gave me a flat lid and I was on my merry way. Okay, cool. So then the next stop was the grocery store. At the grocery store and at Walmart and certain other places, you will find something called maternity parking, okay? Or family parking. And so it's basically pregnancy parking, okay? That means that there's a sign there. It's like it's beside handicap. So there's 2 handicap spaces and then there's a pregnancy spot. And there's usually about maybe 6 per lot, 4 to 6 per lot, okay? And so I'm pulling up. You can park there if you either have a young child with you in a car seat or if you have pregnancy, okay? And I have pregnancy. I didn't have Salem with me, but I am pregnant and I be waddling a little bit, so I'm trying to get my close to the entrance parking. So there's so many cars, it's so busy, and I pull up and I see that there's pregnancy parking and I see a lady that's leaving the pregnancy thing. So I'm waiting to see if she's with a pregnant person. Bitch was not with a pregnant person. She was with another woman. They were probably both in their 50s. Neither one of them were handicapped because if they were, they'd have a damn handicap sticker for their vehicle. I pull up, there's cars behind me. I wind my window down and I was about to say to them, I'm sorry, when are either of y'all two due? Because I am 23 weeks pregnant and I would like to be parking here and you guys are parking in my damn parking spot. Like, this is not okay. Because I was so irritated at everything else that was happening, and so I was just like, no, 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 no. So I had wound the window down, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it today. Woosah. Let me not put my energy over here right now. Let me just not do it. So I wind the window back up and I proceeded to turn into the next section yet again. And of course, the parking spot that's also pregnancy directly across from those 2 women, there was a pregnancy parking directly in front of them with a barrier in between, and so I ended up parking there. And I said, okay, you know what? That was meant for me. God was like, I'm gonna give you your parking spot, Sabrina, but only if you wind your window up. And so I'm glad I winded the window up, because if I didn't, if I ended up cussing those two ladies out, that would have been time that somebody else could have scooped the parking spot across from them. But there was a car there before I got there, so it must have just left before I parked, and so I was very irritated with that. At that point, I was just like, I'm just trying to get home. Like, let me get these groceries and get my ass home, because I cannot, like, my hormones that day were raging. I was so on edge and I didn't understand it. And so other than that, I find that I'm pooping a lot and that sometimes my stomach just won't settle. So I don't know what's up with that, but I'm taking it day by day. That's pretty much it for my 23-week update. I will be back to let you guys know what's going on in probably like 2 weeks. I don't like to do my pregnancy updates like 23, then 24, then 25, then 26. Like, I'll come back when I feel like y'all need another update, okay? I love you all so much, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.